When it comes to learning from great minds, you probably get the most bang for your buck out of books, as you get distilled knowledge from great thinkers at way less than their hourly rate. But when it comes to understanding someone's mindset, podcasts are the media that stands out to me, as you get to spend hours in conversation with a friend. And you don't just learn what they know, but also how they think. Hi, my name is Valentin. I'm a filmmaker with over 10 years of experience, and now I am building a community with creators to show that there's a sustainable way to grow on YouTube. Now, let's get into it. To me, there are 3 types of podcasts, and I got recommendations for each one of those. That is my personal favorite style of podcast, where in every episode the same 2 guys or girls are talking with each other. That is the kind of show that really feels like hanging out with a friend, while the value in one particular episode is maybe a little bit less or untangible. Over time, you really get to know the people and understand how they make decisions. First up here is Colin and Samir's creator support. If you're a creator on YouTube and somehow haven't found them yet, what are you doing? Open up your podcast app, go subscribe right now. They also do interviews on that show with creators like Mr. Beast and kind of documentary style videos. But every week, as an audio only, they publish an episode of Creator Support, where they answer questions from listeners on all things creator economy.
All right. Should we get into our first question? This is a very specific question, from our Reddit.
You could send in a question as well. And they also got a great newsletter, The Published Press, but that is for another time. And my second recommendation in this category is Cortex. It's a little bit of a weird one because it really doesn't have one topic. It's really just CGP Grey, one of the OG YouTubers and founding member of Nebula, talking with Mike Hurley, the founder of Relay FM, a podcast network. They are just friends hanging out and talk about work stuff. That could mean an hour-long conversation on to-do, note-taking, or email apps, or playing out the doomsday scenario of AI, rendering all of us redundant.
How it affects the economy and how it affects ethics. But in the long term, we're seeing the beginning of the end of the human race.
Okie dokie.
It's definitely one more of understanding different mindsets, and it's been the podcast that I've subscribed to the longest. The next category is probably the most well-known. It's like interview shows. Probably don't need to explain this, but it's just when you have one host interviewing a guest. My top credit here goes to How I Built This with Guy Raz. If you want to know how MKBHD, Andrew Babish Ray, or Issa Rae, are they related? Built a creator business and how they got there, this one is for you.
I cooked some really objectionable meals. So I was doing things like stuffing chicken breasts with cream cheese and artichoke hearts and throwing them in the oven, and then getting really huffy and embarrassed when my family wouldn't eat them.
And on a less business, more friendship level, check out the Maddie Hapoya podcast, where Maddie just sits down and chats with one of his creator buddies. From Peter McKinnon or Julie Nolke, it's a no BS show with lots of jokes, but also a lot of hard truths about the work as a creator, how they slipped into it often, and how they kind of go about their daily business.
I hounded you.
You hounded
multiple times.
Yeah, I would
I'm
when you went out to your text
Mark?
messages or calls, I would be like, oh no, here
And
comes
there's no benefit to me here.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mark, you should do this.
Yeah.
I haven't really been much into Maddie's YouTube content, to be honest, because I already have plenty of cameras and gear and feel like I don't need more of this in my life. But this podcast is one of my recent favorites to listen to. The final category for me are company podcasts, where a company that is not a single creator produces a podcast to have interesting conversations, to increase their reach, or to find ways to create more brand awareness. One standout here for creators is Fast Company's Creative Control. It's a deep dive into the forces that shape the creator economy, and it's looking more at the behind the scenes stuff of all of it.
Tumblr is allowing nudity on its platform once again. You, as a content consumer, might be thinking to yourself, what's the big deal? The internet is full of nudity. And you're not wrong, for what is the internet without porn? However,
beyond that, Gumroad had a podcast for a while that I really enjoyed, and so did Riverside FM, but both of those seem to be done. And I guess that brings us to the last bonus category of all of them. That is defunct podcasts. Most podcasts actually end before they reach 10 episodes, and a lot of them used to be great, but they just don't publish anymore. My personal top choice here, and good for creators to listen to, is The Creator Economy by Jack Conte, the CEO of Patreon. It is 6 episodes that came out at the end of last year, and it's pure creator gold and an insight to the guy who massively shaped the creator economy. Now, those are my go-to ones, but I'd love to hear from you. What are your favorite podcasts? Are they dead or defunct? Are they still running? Let me know in the comments down below. If you want even more recommendation, I put together a whole list basically for myself. It's a Notion template, you can copy it, the link is down below. But if there's one missing in particular, let me know and I'll add it. Believe it or not, there is gonna be one extra because I'll be releasing a podcast myself very soon. If you don't wanna miss that, subscribe, but otherwise have a great day and I'll see you next time.